First things first, we're going to melt 2 sticks of butter, and then we're going to add our sour. While the butter is melting, right before we add the sour cream, we're going to open up 6 cans of green beans. And if you don't want to use a can opener, you might want to get the ones with the easy pop top. So the butter is melting. Before we burn the butter, we're going to add a whole bucket, 1.5 pounds of sour cream. Eventually. Voila, like magic. We'll get that stirred around and we'll start adding our green beans. Get all that sour cream melted. Also want to add a little salt and pepper, just enough for taste. And we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Boom. Now that the sour cream is melted, we're going to add all our green beans. That's a lot of beans. And we're going to stir until thoroughly coated. That's what thoroughly coated looks like. I'm going to let them kind of simmer there just for a minute. All this is already cooked, so you aren't cooking anything. You're just kind of warming up these beans. And then, here in just a minute, we'll start stacking our green bean casserole. Now we get to stacking. Row number 1 is beans. Just a thin layer of beans across the bottom. Now we got a little layer of beans resting on the bottom. Now we're going to add a layer of cheese, sharp cheddar cheese, shredded fine. There we have our layer of sharp cheddar cheese. So now we're bean, cheese, and we're going to continue that till we're at the top of the bowl, and our last layer will be cheese. So probably another layer of beans, cheese, and I don't know if we'll have another room for one more, but at least one more level of beans and sharp cheddar cheese. The good stuff. Now, my last layer was cheese, so I added one more layer of beans and cheese. The last layer of cheese, pretty heavy, pretty thick. I like that big top, cheesy top on this thing. Not too much so it makes it all wet, but just a nice thick layer of cheese. Notice, since I got a little bit of beans left over, which I thought I might, but also notice I got my little friend to make me a little miniature casserole for myself. So now we got Mama Bear and Baby Bear. And we're going to put these in the oven for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Just enough to get it all melty and gooey and a little hot in the middle. Oh, a little smoke. It's good. A little cheese over melted. Now we're going to cover it with a little French fried onion. Just over the top, just a little light layer. And then we're going to bake it another 5 minutes just to brown it all off. And we're done. And that's going to be your green bean casserole. We'll show you the final product. And there we have our finished product, our green bean casseroles. I think the smaller one looks better than the big one. Can't wait to dig into that. Now let it cool for a little while, about 30 minutes. Then we'll pack it up, head to Uncle Roger's for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye-bye.